We all met at the ticket booth at about 8 o'clock. Sam was late as usual. He got there at like 8:15. We've been waiting months to see Smelly Feet, and we nearly went inside without him. He said that the 7 o'clock bus was canceled, and the next one from his neighborhood was at 7:30. He's always late, though. I mean, I took the 6:30 in to beat the crowds and meet up with Bob, but Sam was just not ready. He'd been out all afternoon, I guess, and his mom said he was running late. We had a really fantastic time at the concert, though. Sam and I spent over an hour in the mosh pit. We even stayed in the mosh after Bob left. When the concert was over after 3 encores, at about 11 o'clock, we left the stadium to go to our bus stop. Man, the streets were packed, and we had to push our way through. We were waiting for the 11:30 bus. It's the last bus to our neighborhood. And then Sam decided he was hungry. He saw some hot dog cart a couple blocks down the street, and he set off, and he just did not make it back in time when the bus came. I could see him in the line for the hot dog as the bus pulled away.
Every day I get up at 5 in the morning, make some coffee, walk my dogs, and get my newspaper. I have a German Shepherd and a black lab. This morning while I was out on my usual walk down Windy Lane, I had only been walking for a couple minutes when my dog started barking and going crazy. As we went around the corner, they pulled me to the middle of the road, and there was what I looked like a store mannequin laying face down in the road. As I got closer, I realized it was a body. I immediately went home and called the police. I remember that my wife had said something around midnight or so that she'd been woken up by a lot of noises like car engines and brakes screeching. I bet it was that accident that happened.
My house sits about a half-mile south of the intersection of Windy Lane and South Street. Boy, over the years, I've seen some accidents. There really should be streetlights, a sidewalk, and more signs to get drivers to slow down. I've even written to the town council about this problem. I was up watching Conan O'Brien at about 12:40. Boy, he's funny. Anyways, I heard a car stop outside my house, and I saw this young kid with a blue sweatshirt and khaki pants getting out of the taxi. But I could not work out why he was outside my house, since the next housing development, Oak Village, is about 3 to 4 miles down the road. He was not anyone I really recognized. It is a shock to think that I was the last one to see him alive. Well, I knew it could be a busy night due to the Smelly Feet concert, and I had just dropped off a group of girls when my dispatcher called me and sent me back to the stadium for one more fare. In fact, I was to pick him up on Sullivan Street, 2 blocks over to avoid the crowds. He was waiting for me by a hot dog stand, and at about 12:30, and appeared a little frustrated with the wait. And the fact that he had just spilled ketchup all over his blue sweatshirt and pants. And that was all he talked about, since they were new. He said he had called at about 11:45, but the streets were packed with the traffic, and this was the best I could do. Then he says to me, I live in Oak Village at 2332 North Street. Well, it's about $10 from there, and I run a business, not a charity. I told him I would take him as far as I could for $6, and then he would have to get out. I dropped him off at the corner of Main Street and South, which is about 4 miles south of his house. And that was about at 12:45 or so.
Sam and Adam and I met at the ticket booth at 8 p.m. and we went in to see the Smelly Feet. The concert was really super groovy. The Smelly Feet rock. Everyone was dancing and shouting and the mosh pit was really fun. It was absolutely packed. I had to be home earlier than Sam and Adam. The last bus to my neighborhood is at 11:30. I think I left at about 11. The last I saw Sam, he was still in the Smelly Feet mosh pit.
Well, my son Sam had been looking forward to this day for months. In the morning, I gave him his allowance, and he told me he was staying at a friend's house tonight, after the Smelly Feet concert, of course. He had been out all afternoon, and I'm not really sure what he was doing, but he came home just in time for dinner. In fact, he was a little late because Adam had phoned twice to speak to Sam, and he wasn't there yet. He left a message saying to see him at the ticket booth. Sam had come in, had a couple of bites to eat, and went upstairs. And then I heard him come downstairs, and he shouted, "See you later!" I was just going to see if he needed any money, but he was gone.